Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
It is I, Gina Louisa,
And Buddy.
here to have another good
Open
discussion.
discussion.
And first things first,
Oh, yes.
to our health.
Salud.
Oh, yeah, nice.
New batch.
New batch.
Oh, yes. That's good stuff.
Syrup. Yum, yum, yum. So this morning, we want to discuss, how about we discuss, we're talking about voting and voting rights. And voting right, but it is also a privilege. Exactly. When you cast your vote and you give your opinion about something, it should be an informed opinion. It should be, you should only be allowed to vote if you know what it is you're voting on. And that's
An
how I feel.
informed decision.
An informed decision, right? Like, okay, say we have, two paths, all right? And then there's a door on either path. And then, you go through one door or you go through the other door, okay? And you have to decide which one you're going to go through. How do you decide? Okay, not only are you deciding for yourself which door you're going to go through, but you're going to have the audacity to say that everybody else is going to go through that door too. See what I'm saying? If you don't know what's waiting for you on the other side of that door, right?
If you haven't looked at what's going to happen. And
okay, say one door, it leads to your death, a horrific death in all kind of ways. Okay, and one, of course, leads to your happiness. Okay, but the people who want you dead, okay, are going to over here and they're going to say, oh, this door over here leads to your happiness, because they want you dead. Okay, but if you don't, for yourself, learn about what happens once you go through that door. All right, talk to people who've been through the door. Okay, learn about everything to do with that door. Okay, look, learn. And all you do is just listening to what people say about it. Many people are going to lead you the wrong way. Okay, a lot of people are going to say, oh, don't listen to the people over there at the paradise door. Oh, they're crazy over there. Don't listen to them, They'll tell you that. But what is it about that person? Do you know the person who's telling you the information? Do you study what they're about and what they've done in their lives? See? And that's what politics really is. We have been watching for the past 4 years now, okay? And you can go back and you can see all of the videos of there are just people walking around with a mic asking questions of the public, okay? Easy questions. It should be easy. How many states are in America? And people don't know.
What continent are you on?
What continent are you on? And people don't know. Name another country beside America. And people don't know. Never mind policies. You know what I'm saying? Very important things.
Not informed at all.
Not informed at all. And a lot of people who are saying that they're voting blue no matter who, okay? But they really have no idea the policies that they're voting for. These never Trumpers, you hear them. And they'll say, fuck Trump. I hate him, and he's a racist, he's a this, and he's a that. But then when you ask them to give me an example,
they can't give you anything.
Why did you form your opinion? How did you form your opinion? Hey. Do you want to go through life being fair, And worse, okay? When you meet your maker at the end, because every one of us, okay, no matter how long you live or how short you live, when you die, there you are faced with your own truth.
That's all there is at the end.
Exactly. And what kind of answer do you want to give? Did you do everything straight from your heart that you believed was right and true? Or I just kind of fudged it. And whatever somebody said that I like did because like they paid me. When it comes to your right to vote, okay, I think it is more of a privilege than a right. And just like we are running a company here. America is a business. It's a company. It sure as hell is. It really is. And if you have no idea, the what the company does or what the products are or what it even means to run a company or who is working there or
Any of the things that would.
yeah,
Who's
why
in
are
charge?
you going to get an opinion about what happens? You should, if you don't know and you haven't studied those two doors well, you don't get a say on where I go. You know what I'm saying? Only I, as an informed person who studies, boy, do I study everything, you know? And not only do I study this way, but I study this way, okay, with my eyes, with my ears, and I filter everything through my heart. Okay, we have our heart and two halves of our brain. We have, a very logical, analytical side, and we have a very artsy and feeling side. Okay, very, very whimsical side. And if everything has to jive. Okay, it all gets filtered through the heart, which knows the truth. Yeah, if their logic
Makes no sense.
makes no sense, right? Then you can how that. No, I'm thinking that it's time that we change things when it comes to voting, that we need to let only informed, intelligent people make the decisions. I mean, I see people sitting in positions of power that have no idea. I mean, if you can't even tell the difference between a man and a woman, and you can't say, like, can you define a woman? And the person says, can I define a woman? No, I'm not a biologist. I can't define a woman. When, I could define it at 3. A woman is a human being with a womb. Woman, man, no womb. Woman, womb. It's really simple.
The way it works.
Yeah, but if somebody is, clouded in the head so much by a dollar bill that they have lost sight of the truth.
The reality of the situation.
Reality. Yeah. Gutfield today was talking about evil. Can you define evil? And it's very easy to define evil. It's an untruth. It's a lie. It's something that does not jive with your heart and soul. It's very easy, to see what's evil. You're denying food and water to an innocent creature. Oh,
hurting something for no other reason than to enjoy hurting it.
Yeah, it's
evil.
very obvious. And lies, when Jefferson said, well, are they evil or are they just stupid? There is no just stupid in life. Because even people who are simple-minded, like even, what we would call retarded or autistic, they are good in heart. I know some people who have Down syndrome, and they are the sweetest, most.
Know right from
Oh
wrong.
my God, they know right from wrong. They know a boy one from a girl one. Boy, they sure do. They know all the simple things. Okay, and that's what we need to do. Get back down to the simple truths of things. I would rather have some of those Down syndrome people voting than a lot of those college kids on the campuses who have no idea what they're speaking about.
What countries border America?
And they don't know. And yet you want to give them the right to vote? And when they say, oh, I'm for, I'm going to vote this way because, and then they give all the reasons, right, that they're voting that way, but none of those reasons have anything to do with what that party stands for. And they're still going to vote that way because that's what they think the party stands for, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? So how how are you going to allow people who are not correctly thinking, right? Not intelligent enough to pass a high school exam. If you cannot pass a high school exam, then you should not be able to vote. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. I'm not going to let you run my household finances if you can't pass a high school math exam. You know, uh, and you're not going to try to tell me how to do things with my health if you don't even understand biology in the first place.
Exactly so.
Yeah, I am beginning to feel that only intelligence
Oh,
needs to be revered, okay? And intelligence is, something that, and I'm not talking about whether or not you know a lot of trivia questions, because that's not intelligence, okay? You know, whether or not the Kardashians did this or that or the other thing, but you can't, like that girl, she can't answer how many states. She can't name states in America, but she can name all the Kardashians.
How many stars on the flag?
How many stars on the flag? She couldn't answer that.
How many stripes on the flag?
Somebody was asked, what do the 13 stripes represent? And she said, there are not 13 stripes on the flag. Like as if it was a trick question. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that the 13 original colonies that we came together to get away from the tyranny that's now happening here in America. We were tired of not being able to be a good, Judeo-Christian valued people who believe in good and free. And we don't want to outdo the other one to make a buck. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe in what they say, capitalism, any more than I believe in socialism or communisms and all those isms. I don't believe in any ism. I can take their isms and go fucking shove them. Okay. Only thing I believe in is that each individual is a sovereign being. You are a sovereign and even divine being. Okay, who has the absolute sovereign right to say what it is you will do with your life and what it is you will eat, what it is you will put on your body or what it is you will put in your body, okay? And as soon as there's a heartbeat, there's a life. And each life has its own right to life.
That's for sure.
Exactly. You hear that little heartbeat in an egg? It's got a right. It's got a right to life. You know what I'm saying? And where there's a heartbeat, there is life. You cannot deny that. That's the definition of life. Exactly. And even growing, growing things like trees and plants.
All things are alive.
The innocence in this world. And there, innocently as they take in the carbon dioxide, right, passively and innocently, and they put out the oxygen that we breathe. It's simple. When they make it complicated, like global warming,
natural cycles.
Yeah, it's the warming and the cooling of the earth are in the hands of God through the goddess, not in the hands of politicians and rich people who would like to oppress you by making you have less abundance because they made your area less capable of sustaining you. They made, it can't sustain food anymore. They polluted it. And pollution.
That's the problem.
Pollution is the problem. It's always been the problem. Global warming. What's the cause of any evils is pollution. It is disregard for the
environment.
For the environment. The clean things in life, like sweetness and love and children's innocence. Okay, they want to pollute even that. Okay, if somebody has sexual orientation, I'm going to bring up that subject. Sexual orientation is a person's own business. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who would go up to another person, especially a child, because, like, if I'm going to breed two horses, I'm not going to take a foal and go breed it. Right? It's not a breeding animal yet. It has no business breeding, like a child. Okay, no business in the breeding things. So, like, even if you are a breeding human being, for another person to go up and ask you, hey, what turns you on? That's filthy. It's your own business. If two people look at each other and they stare at each other and they're smiling at each other and they come up to each other and they
Connect in a good way.
Yes, okay. It has to be a mutual conversation and opening of two adults, okay? Those are the only two people who can broach such a subject together, okay? You or anybody or school who broaches a subject of sexual orientation to somebody, that's just filthy pigness. And how dare they? It's not a subject to be broached in school with your orientation. You know what I'm saying? Ain't my orientation. How dare you ask me what turns me on?
Especially promoting transgender.
Never mind what turns me on. You know what I'm saying? It's none of your fucking business. It's certainly not your business to try to even
suggest such a thing to
a little
child.
Their mind isn't even at sex yet. Their mind is at other things. They're still discovering, their teeth and their hands and their feet, and they're learning how to poop and pee in a toilet, and they're learning how to, they're learning simple things, how to talk to each other. They're learning simple little things. They don't need, how to add 1 and 1. It always makes 2. Look at 1 and 1. I have 2. My goodness, and if I have another 2. 4! Oh, wow! That's what they need. They don't need to be abused or mutilated.
Or influenced in an unwrong way.
Or in a wrong way.
In a wrong way,
in
is
a
right.
wrong way, right, yeah.
That's not up to open to discussion at all.
It's not open
to
discussion.
That's just wrong, and wrong is wrong.
Right. And we, as the parents and the grandparents, and those who stand up for innocence and nurture, because you want to see how something naturally grows. It's so beautiful to watch how someone is so naturally, beautifully intelligent and artistic, and who they really are inside as they grow and develop. And their sexuality has nothing to do with me. I would never even ask that of a grandchild, or you know what I'm saying? My own kids, I never asked them that. That's none of my business. My business is to make sure you have good food and fresh water. And when you ask me a question, Mommy, what's the answer to this question? I will look it up and we'll find the answer, and we'll see of real things. Okay, dictionary. You want to know? Go to the dictionary to find the real meanings of words, and into the encyclopedias, only the old encyclopedias, to find out what is real. Don't look it up on your contraption, because your contraptions are only there to lie to you. And I know I went off on a bunch of tangents this morning, but it's a good, open discussion. Right? So, this is Gina Louisa.
And Buddy.
And
lots of things to think about.
Lots of things to think about today. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
And enjoy.